Freshman.
We are live, sir.
A very good morning to all of you, the prospective students, anxious parents, and other well-wishers of Shastra, and those who are interested in knowing about legal education in general,
Other windows
and
need to be closed.
Shastra Law School in specific. I'm extremely happy to interact with you in this online platform during these extraordinary times, and I sincerely hope that all of you are safe and healthy with your family members, and our sincere prayers for speedy normalcy to be restored. The next 60 minutes of this online orientation that I plan to have is to give an overview of the Shastra University ecosystem, the law school in particular, and take you through the online counseling and admissions process, and then leave the platform open for a lot of questions, which I'm sure many of you will have in your minds, and that is why consciously I have dedicated substantial amount of time for a question and answer session. And the questions we will be picking from the chat comments in the YouTube channel that you're right now watching. Now, before I get into the specifics of the counseling and admission system, I thought it would be a perfect background to present Shastra for those who do not know about the university and its particular evolution in the School of Law that has happened in the last 10 years. The institution was started in the year 1984 as Shanmuga College of Engineering. We were an engineering college at that point of time, after which there was no looking back. Though we started with the conventional engineering disciplines of civil, mechanical, and electrical, we added to the academic diversity at the undergraduate level with courses in computer science, electronics as we move forward, and then became an accredited institution by the NBA. Before that, we were approved by the All India Council for Technical Education when it was conceptualized and created as a statutory body in the early 90s. Then there was a progressive march being recognized as an autonomous institution, as a center of excellence, after which, based on the UGC's recommendation, the MHRD conferred the deemed university status on Shastra in the year 2001. And then there was a very conscious shift in the direction of our higher education pursuit that saw a very significant presence in the research activities that the university undertook in engineering, science, and also we made entry into management education and legal education in the year 2008-9. It was always one of our objectives, and should I say even desire, to train the next generation of legal professionals who will enrich the bar. And that was one of the driving passion that triggered the idea of a law school at Shastra, which was approved by the Bar Council of India in the year 2008-9. And since then, the journey of the law school has been very progressive year on year. And I must recall with a very deep sense of gratitude, not only the efforts of the management in ensuring that the law school also equally grows well in terms of the qualitative growth, but also the role of a very dedicated and committed team of faculty members, and more importantly, the success of our law graduates in the various fields that they are currently active as a practitioner in the bar or as members of the judicial services or as legal advisors in corporate entities, and so on. We have been witnessing a very progressive growth in the last decade, where the students of the Shastra Law School, both the existing as well as the graduates, have been bringing laurels to the institution in whatever way best they could, as a result of which the Shastra Law School today is amongst the premier law schools of the country. With this very brief background, I would like to first acknowledge the active participation by way of application that we have received from a number of students to pursue the 5-year integrated BA, BBA, or BCom LLB program at the Shastra Law School. And I must say that the response this year has been overwhelming. In fact, it was more than what we saw last year. And that is tellingly visible the demand for legal professionals in the country, which has over a period of time grown proportionately because of the various changes that we are seeing, not only at the national level, but at the global level, various mergers and acquisitions. Global jurisprudence itself is evolving in different forms, international treaties, conventions, tax laws. So there are a various of issues that are happening at a global level, at a regional level, at a national level. And we see that the role of legal professionals is going to be very significant in the days to come. And that, in my view, reflects on the response that we have received for admissions to the various law programs for this academic year 2020-21. Having said that, it is my duty now to take you through the counseling process. The counseling process that we have planned is going to happen in an online format. And not only the counseling, the allotment, as well as the payment of tuition fees, the entire activity will happen in an online format, minimizing the need for a physical presence on campus. Though we would love you to have in our campus physically for the counseling process, and that's the procedure that we've been following for the last decade plus. But considering the circumstances that is surrounding us, we decided to go online this year. But definitely we are excited to see you on campus as soon as possible. But usually what happens is when students come to campus during the physical counseling, they get a chance to meet the law school faculty, the senior students, have a look at the facilities. So I will make an honest attempt to substitute that physical presence on campus through this online platform, just to give you a physical feeling of the Shastra campus in this online medium. As I said before, the law school was established in the year 2008-9. So it's situated in a wonderful building called Chanakya, with all the modern infrastructure facilities that is available for a congenial teaching learning process. And besides that, the encouragement that we give to the students to participate in various moot court competitions is something that has singularly held the quality of the Shastra law students at a higher pedestal, because they've been winning almost all the premier moots all over the country. And we also organize the reputed Nani Palkiwala tax moot from 2015, ever since the Nani Palkiwala Trust gave us the responsibility of conducting this premier tax moot competition for law students. And most of you would watch our flagship event called the Logical Connect, where we deliberate on various issues concerning the contours of legal jurisprudence in our country. And for those students who are interested in various other activities, extracurricular, co-curricular, there is enough of opportunities that is available for all of you. Now, with this background, friends, the online counseling, as you would have noticed by now, all those who applied for an admission for the academic year 2020-21, you would have received a rank list. Now, this rank list is available in our online portal. And most of you would have visited the online portal by now to know your rank list. Just in case if there are applicants who have not yet checked their rank list, you can go to the portal and enter your registration number. And all of you have your password. Your registration number is your unique application number that we have given to you. And you already have your password. In case you have forgotten your password, please write to us and you will be given the new password as well. So with this credentials, you can log in to find your rank. Now, what happens when you log in? Just a minute. Your All India rank is visible after you log in. Now, you will see your demographic data, which is basically captured from the portal that you have entered, after which you will get to know your All India rank, that is the Shastra Law rank. So each student who has applied will receive a Shastra Law rank based on your +2 aggregate. Till last year, we were using CLAT scores as well, with a weightage of 75% for the +2 aggregate and 25% for the CLAT score. But since this year, the CLAT is getting postponed and we still don't know whether it will be happening on August 22nd and when the results will be released. So we thought we will use the +2 aggregate as an entry mechanism. And based on your aggregate scores that you have submitted, the rank has been assigned to every applicant. So you will notice that you will have a Shastra Law rank. And admissions to these programs is based on the law rank that you have secured. Now, once you are aware of this, you see that there is also an invitation to you to submit your choice of branches, which will be closed at 9 p.m. tonight. So there are 3 branches, the BA LLB, BBA LLB, BCom LLB, all of these are the honors program. And it is your discretion to choose your priority of the branches. And then you can choose to select your branches. Once you select your branches, you can finally submit them. Now, to select the branches, you just have to move from left to right. And after you have selected all the 3 branches, in case you want to change them, you still can do that. You just save your choices, but don't submit it. Saving is for you to edit it. And then if you want to again change the choices, you can again move from right to left or top to bottom to change your choices. And finally, after you have made up your mind, you click on submit. But I strongly encourage the students to decide on your branch choices and submit once you have made up your mind. Don't wait till 9 p.m. tonight, because there is going to be a lot of traffic because other engineering students are also submitting their choices. So in the interest of the ease with which you can submit your choices, I would advise you to choose, because you have a very limited choice of 3 subjects. So don't get confused. Once you've made up your mind, just submit it. Right? So once you submit, the counseling process begins, which means that we will be verifying your documents. Now, when you submit your choices, the portal will also ask you to submit your 10th and 12th aggregate marks. That's an optional requirement, If you have, and if it is readily in a presentable form of less than 200 KB, you can host it, upload it. But if you feel that it's going to take a lot of time, don't worry about it. It's only optional. So we will process anyway the results based on the data that you have given. And anyway, your final admission before you come to campus will be confirmed after we get to see your documents. But nevertheless, with the data that you have given, we will process your choices. And that's when the allotment will happen. So August 1 and today is August 2. These are the 2 days that we will be getting your choices. And then from tomorrow, we will be doing the document verification, 3rd and 4th. And August 5th morning, you will get your allotments based on the ranks that you have secured. Now, based on the ranks that you have secured, and if you are wanting to choose that particular branch that is allotted, you will be advised to pay your tuition fee. So this is how it will appear from August 5th with the application detail, with branches and the tuition fee details. Once the tuition fee is paid, the entire tuition fee has to be paid in the online format using your net banking or your credit card account. So you have to process your fee payment only in the online mode. And once you pay the fee, this is just a sample receipt for an engineering student, and this is what will also appear for you, that you will have a transaction report, which is a confirmation that your online transaction has been completed successfully, though not an official receipt, which we will be issuing along with your admit letter after we reconcile with the payment gateway and the banks, which will definitely take 2 to 3 working days. So with this process, your admission gets over. Now, your admission process is over with allotment and fee payment. But what happens later is the sliding. Now, there are some students who will be interested in changing their branches. That is, sorry, just a minute, this is a small technical. Just have to. Changing the branches, let's assume that a student has got BA LLB, and then you want to move to BCom LLB, and the day of allotment, you didn't get your BA LLB but would like to do BCom. After the first round of allotment, if there is a vacancy in BA LLB, we will ask for your sliding options. On that day, you can submit your choice asking for BA LLB. And once again, we will process your sliding requests. And if there is a vacancy at your turn, which is again based on your rank, we will allot a BA LLB. But a prerequisite to participate in the sliding is that you should have accepted the initial allotment, that you should have accepted it and paid the tuition fee so that you're eligible for the sliding. Because round 2 is for those students who have not got admission during round 1, and for those students who are interested in sliding. And sliding, if you have to participate in that, you should be admitted to a program in the previous round. And this iterative process will happen till the vacancy is exhausted, and we feel that it will be exhausted within 3 rounds. And that is why we plan to do 3 rounds of counseling. The first round, August 5th is your first allotment, and we will give time up to August 10th for tuition fee payment. And then again from August 12th to 18th, and then again from 21 to 28. And hopefully by then, all the seats would have been exhausted. So this is how the counseling process will happen till you pay the fees after you get your final allotment. Now, after this is over, once you're allotted and you have paid the tuition fees, there is also a possibility that some of you would still want to wait for your CLAT scores, and then will also want to try for an admission into other law schools. So we are mindful of the various other opportunities that you will be having, and we respect that as well. So we will also give you sufficient time to make up your mind. We will allow you to withdraw after your admission after August 6th. Let's assume you got admitted on August 6th, and from the next day onwards, the withdrawal portal option is also enabled so that students can withdraw. That's when we ask for particulars on your bank account, so that the refund amount, we will send it back online to the bank account that you have shared using the withdrawal option in this portal. But my advice at this juncture is to ensure that you have clearly made up your mind, because as much as you want to study here at Shastra or you want to study anywhere else, in case you want to exercise an alternate option, there is also an equal amount of interest level from students who are still waiting in the queue to get an admission into the law school education. So make up your mind, be matured in your decision process. Don't trivialize the admission process into kind of a hotel reservation or an airlines reservation. Please take a mature decision, and this way it will help a lot of other prospective students as well. So this is one small advice at this juncture. And once the admission process is over, and once we do your certificate verification, and we generate your admission letter, the official receipt for your fee, which will be sent to you, then we will commence the orientation sessions for the freshman year, which is going to be from August 30th. It's still our desire to have the first day of the education in law school on a face-to-face basis. We hope that the conditions that are prevailing now eases and normalcy is restored, and we will be seeing each other face to face, because the first day experience for a student as they make this crucial transition from school to college is very important, and we value that a lot, and we don't want to deny the students this unique experience. So the initial orientation we will start from August 30th, and that will be a week-long orientation, getting you familiarized with the various other opportunities that lie ahead of you as you undertake this crucial journey of 5 years of legal education at Shastra. And then we hope that the regular classes will commence as early as possible. But at the same time, we need to ensure that the learning process also doesn't stop with just the admission. So we will, in the event that there is going to be a further delay, we will start our academic online sessions also, and we will definitely be constantly reaching out to you. The only way that you can reach out to us is by email. I think that's the most preferred option. You can always call the faculty, the dean, or those who are responsible for various other activities that concerns your education here. But an email will definitely give you a quicker response. That's the way we will also connect with you. All the other future updates, please watch our website. And in the counseling instructions that you see, there are a series of emails that are available for you to send your questions, concerns, and if they are genuine, we will definitely reply to all the questions that you are asking. But till such time we meet face to face, the online engagement will continue to happen, and hopefully we will be seeing each other on the face-to-face mode, and that's when the real vibrant legal education from the true sense will begin to start. Now, as I had assured you before, I will stop here and then take questions if you have them. So we will pick the questions from the YouTube comments that you have, and I will try to answer as many questions as possible in the time that's available. And the first question is on sliding. As I had mentioned before, sliding is allowed. The sliding process is opened for students who are admitted in the previous round based on the allotment that they have given. So they have been given a particular branch, you get admitted to that branch, pay the tuition fee, and then if you feel that you don't want that particular branch, let's say BBA LLB, and you wanted BA LLB, then you register for sliding. Based on the responses and the vacancies available, then your sliding will happen based on the ranks that you have secured. So please bear in mind that right from round 1 up to the last round, the allotment and the allotment after sliding and the allotment for students who participate as new members in the round 2, round 3, all of them will be made on your all India rank basis. The next question is on hostel accommodation. Yes, hostel is available for the students, and it is available for students who stay in locations that is outside a 75-kilometer travel radius from Shastra. So we give priority to students who come from far off places, and hostel accommodation is available only to such students. But the admission to the hostel, we will be announcing it only when we start the admission sessions. We are mindful of the tough circumstances that is surrounding us. There is no point in collecting your hostel fees when there is no need for a hostel accommodation immediately. So we will wait for an appropriate time, and once we have clarity on the opening day, then the hostel accommodation will be given to students. For the first year, it will be a shared accommodation because we want you to stay with a team of students in a 4-in-1 accommodation. Could be an engineering friend, make new friends, new language, new culture, because I find that the applications are from a number of states. So you will definitely have a new friend network that gets built in the hostel. So the first year is a shared accommodation. We don't want you to be isolated when you make this transition from school to college. And then moving forward in the senior years, you have all types of accommodation: single, 2-in-1, 4-in-1, bath, common bath, bath attached, all sorts of accommodation. The hostel fees as you join in the first year will be 8,100 rupees, and that includes a refundable deposit of 2,000, while your mess fees is on a dividing basis. So you don't have to pay your mess fees 1 year in advance. It is just a monthly mess fees that you'll have to pay on a dividing system, which on an average will be around 2,500 to 3,000 rupees per month. Sorry. The next question is on CLAT score. Yeah, so as I already mentioned that this year, the admission will be based on +2 aggregate. So once the admission process has started, we would have allotted seats to students. And so we don't want to go back on the allotment that we have made. So even if you get your CLAT scores, the best that I can do is to just congratulate you on good scores. But for the purpose of this admission, we will go only by the +2 aggregate marks. The next is on loans and scholarships. Okay, we have a very unique scholarship scheme, the Dean's List, where we refund 20% of the tuition fees to students who are placed in the top 2% of the graduating batch, and 10% of the tuition fees to students who are placed between 3% to 10% based on their academic performance. So this is a merit-based scholarship that is available to every student in Shastra. Besides this, the law school has a very unique scholarship mechanism. It is an awards mechanism. We have 3 awards for the best outgoing student in BA LLB, BBA LLB, and BCom LLB, named after 3 legendary jurists. The best outgoing student for BA LLB is in the name of Justice Patanjali Shastri. All of you know a legendary jurist who adorned the Supreme Court and known for his famous phrase that the Supreme Court is the sentinel on the quay in the 1952 State of Madras versus Rao case. This is where he made this comment along with a bench that also had Justice M.C. Mahajan, whose books we have in our law library. And talking about our law library, that invites attention to the legendary Mr. G. Ramaswamy, who donated his entire law library, his personal law library, through Mr. G. Rajagopalan to Shastra. So that law library is very rich, has some of the rarest collections, including the transfer of power document all those very rare documents that were necessary to transfer the sovereign power of colonial British to independent India. That book, I'm told we have only 4 copies in the world, and one such copy is available in the Shastra Law School library. So the second award is also in the name of Mr. G. Ramaswamy. The third is in the name of none other than the great Nani Palkiwala, who is one of the inspirational sources for us to run this law school. So we have the Justice Patanjali Shastri Award, the Nani Palkiwala Award, and the G. Ramaswamy Award for the best outgoing student of the BA LLB, BBA LLB, and BCom LLB. And students receiving this award will get a cash incentive of rupees 1 lakh. So this is about the scholarships. About the loan, once you are done with your admission process, the admission letter, along with the letter on request, you will also be given a bona fide certificate that gives you the fee estimate with which you can apply for bank loans. And there are banks like the City Union Bank, the Punjab National Bank, which are willing to sanction spot loans to students as they come to campus. So you can still wait, and when you come back to campus, the banks themselves will put up their presence in the campus to sanction spot loans for you. The next question, is there any management quota admission? There is no management quota admission. The admission will be based on your +2 marks, the ranks that you secured. So there is no way that we will collect capitation or donation or anything of that sort to secure admission for any student. Just as we practice a very transparent and merit-based admission in the engineering, likewise, even in for law, we will go based on the ranks that you have secured, and this year that's calculated based on the +2 marks. The next question is, why no normalization this time? Well, the reason that we have decided not to have normalization this time, as you're all aware, that every board had different ways of calculating their +2 results. Some state boards had completed their examination. CBSE did not complete. They had 1 or 2 subjects still left. So different boards had different ways of calculating their aggregate marks. And we did not want to, again, add one more dimension by normalizing the score. So we decided to respect the board's mark as it was granted, and decided to take the absolute scores this time without normalization. And by the way, this exception from CLAT is only for this particular year. And hopefully from next year onwards, we will take CLAT scores as well as the normalized +2 aggregate. The next question is on why there is no All India Tamil Nadu Tanjavur. Okay, so we don't have separate All India Tamil Nadu Tanjavur Trichy ranks just as we have for engineering. The reason is very simple, that the seats for the law school is very limited. So that is why, we wanted to do it on a pan-India basis, but nevertheless, the majority of the applications are from students in Tamil Nadu. And as against engineering, where we have students from almost every state in the country, and also the number of seats is also voluminous when compared to law. So we could definitely give the Tanjore, Trichy, Tamil Nadu, and the All India to engineering. But for law, we are doing it on an All India rank basis, but predominantly the applications are from Tamil Nadu. There is another question on requesting me to repeat the withdrawal process. Okay. See, as much transparency that you will see in the admission process, you will see the same level of transparency in the withdrawal process as well. Our only request to you is to treat this entire process with certain sanctity, because I already told you, don't trivialize this admission process. We respect your marks, and that's why we have offered you a seat. But we are not holding you to and forcing you to study at Shastra Law School. As I had told you before, you have enough opportunities. And just as you want to study in another law school, have in mind another student who wants to study in Shastra Law School. So please take a very mature decision to stay or to withdraw. And once you decide to withdraw, please make a request in the portal. We will process it. There are some timelines. As I told you, the process will get over by August 30. So whoever withdraws before August 30, we will refund the tuition fee after deducting 1,000. And then till September 30, we might do some vacancy admissions in case there is a vacancy. So against that filling, then those who want to withdraw during that time period, we will refund the tuition fees, because after that, we are assuming that we will close the admissions and there won't be any fresh admissions after September 30th. And we hope there won't be any withdrawals after September 30th. Another question, sliding from engineering and law is possible. Now, as of now, we have not thought about it, not because we never thought this would happen. We are conscious that some students have applied for both engineering and law, but then it is difficult to have a cross sliding between engineering and law. So we cannot encourage sliding from engineering to law. Sliding is only between the 3 programs in law, just as the engineering sliding is only for the engineering programs. The next question is on placement for law students. Okay. Well, this is a question that I keep getting every time, and my answer has been rather very consistent. That one of the main objectives that we wanted to start this law school, and with some humility, I would say that we have been able to meet that objective, is to enrich the quality of the bar. And in the process, we want our students to be practicing professionals. So our experience has told us that a number of our students after graduation go and join reputed law offices as junior counsels, and then try to use these formative years to enrich their practitioner skills by practicing in the bar. So to that extent, I would say there is almost 100% placement for those who want to practice. But nevertheless, there are some students who also would want to do desktop transactional work as well. So there are firms that come and recruit, could be corporates or law firms, or some students manage to join law firms through off-campus interviews. So there is a well-oiled machinery called the Department of Training and Placement that will ensure that this interface between a potential recruiter and a potential law professional happens on campus through campus recruitments or off campus, and we will facilitate the entire mechanism. The next question is on internship for students. What is the support? Well, internship in law as per the Bar Council of India is a mandatory requirement, and we in fact encourage our students to engage in good internship in reputed law offices, while law offices of lawyers, but also of judges, both in the High Court and the various High Courts and Supreme Court. So we encourage students to spend quality time as a summer or a winter intern, not only because it is mandated by BCI, but also we strongly feel that this is a very good learning experience for the student, and we've seen our students interning with some of the best law officers, judges in the Madras High Court, the Supreme Court, and if they are in the offices of the sitting High Court or Supreme Court judges, we also give them some extended internship, because there is usually this conflict of calendar, and we will give the student the opportunity to run that extra mile, and we accommodate some genuine requests if it involves adjusting the academic calendar. The next question is on revaluation results. Well, some of you would have applied for revaluation, and if there is a change, there is an upgradation in your marks, please send your new marks along with the new mark statement to our admissions office, admissions@shastra.ac.in. We will create a revised new rank, a supernumerary rank will be assigned to you, and the allotment to a branch will be based on the new marks that you have secured. So we'll make sure that your merit is not compromised because you got your revaluation scores. But we expect that the revaluation scores comes well in advance before our admission process is closed. And another question is on open schooling. We understand that students who have returned their plus two exams under the open school pattern, the NIOS, results are yet to be declared. I think August 7th is when that they are going to declare the results. For those students who have applied and waiting for NIOS, the moment you get your NIOS results, please send your marks along with your mark statement to us, and we will include you at that point of time so that you can participate in the counseling moving forward. Training for UPSC or judiciary exams. We have an initiative called SAGE, the Shastra Academy for Growth and Excellence, where we conduct coaching classes and training classes for various UPSC examinations. And our students also appear for those examinations. And very recently, we had 2 students also selected for the Tamil Nadu Judicial Services as well. So there is an opportunity for you to appear for various UPSC examinations. Training and coaching is given, CA also, ICW, ACS. So these are the other training mechanisms that's available within the campus to enable students to also appear for such competitive examinations. Another question is on closing rank. Well, it's a very tough question. It's very competitive this time, that much I can say. There is no closing rank because till last year we had a mix of CLAT score as well as the +2 mark. So it's quite possible that a student with a very good CLAT score but an average +2 mark can still be placed higher than a student with a very good +2 mark who did not appear for CLAT. So the closing rank was never reflective of the performance of the students in both CLAT and +2 because it's a weighted average. But this year it is fully based on +2. So the question on closing rank, I can answer only after the admission process is over, because this is the first time that we are doing an admission process only based on +2 marks. The next question is on the Nani Palkiwala invitation. Oh, okay. Thanks for being a very keen observer. The invitation screen that you saw as the landing page just before we started the event, I'm very glad to announce that we will be inaugurating the Nani Palkiwala centenary celebrations. And this is the centenary year of the great jurist Nani Palkiwala. That celebrations will be inaugurated by the Honorable Finance Minister of India on August 7th at 4 p.m. I invite all of you to join the event, which will be in a virtual mode in the same YouTube channel of Shastra. And along with that, thanks to a very generous grant from Tata Sons, we are launching the Tata Palkiwala chair on ADR, which is alternate dispute resolution and artificial intelligence, because we feel that these two emerging areas are definitely going to positively impact the way in which Indian jurisprudence, why Indian, when global jurisprudence is going to evolve as we move forward. And the university will be working on some special research topics, just as we are working on legal anthropology. This initiative of us will identify research scholars and conduct training programs to sensitize a larger community of people towards ADR and artificial intelligence. And that is the program that is going to get launched on August 7th. Okay, I think there is time for just one more question on the total number of seats that are available. There are only 120 seats that are available. As I told you before, this year is very competitive, and at the cost of repetition, I'm just reiterating my request. As much as you want to study at Shastra, also have in mind that there are others who are wanting to study at Shastra, law school. So please understand the value of the law school seat at Shastra. So take a very mature decision, because this year it is really competitive, and please believe in my words. And we will be very happy if as much as students based on the ranks join, and we in fact feel it an honor that every year that if the quality of the students improve, and this is my personal experience, that the quality of the faculty also gets improved, because an improved student intake every year is a challenge to the faculty, and I hope the faculty is also raising to the occasion, and they will be raising to the occasion. And this year onwards, we usually used to have adjunct faculty coming to campus and taking classes. And thanks to this online ecosystem that has gained significant momentum in the last 3 to 4 months, I'm extremely happy to share with you that the senior classes will be starting online from August 10th. And this year we have managed to get judges of various high courts, sitting and retired judges, and some senior advocates and practicing advocates, and totally around 18 of them taking classes for our students in the online mode. So the teaching learning experience will be very unique in the sense that it will not only be a regular conventional classroom teaching through full-time faculty. You will have adjunct faculty. Now you will have expert faculty on the online. We usually conduct the Knowledge Leadership Forum lecture series, where some of the best from the legal world come and address our students, senior advocates, judges from High Court, Supreme Court. So it's going to be a variety of inputs that will enrich and enlighten the legal education experience of every student at Shastra Law School. So with this closing remarks, I'm extremely happy that I was able to reach out to you through this platform, and look forward to your participation. And I would like to close with a quick reminder that you are supposed to submit your choices of branches by 9 p.m. tonight. Don't wait for 9 p.m. If you have made up your choices, better submit it now, because you never know, you will have your cousin or somebody else just calling you and then confusing you enough. But since you have made your choices, and if you're ready with it, please submit your choices as and when it is ready. And the mark sheet upload is optional. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Submit your choices, and we will process your request based on your +2 marks that you have given. So with these brief words, I welcome you again to Shastra, and I'm eagerly looking forward to seeing all the students on a face-to-face mode at Shastra very soon. Thank you very much, and stay safe.